wanted to share it with you. And I'm with Libby finally. And Libby, tell him why I'm with you. Nice. Hi.
Hey.
Can you tell him what happened today?
Well, I wish I had more to show for it.
Well, I'm sure you could show your face to the camera.
I face planted, and I hurt my hand, and I left a profile in the mud. Now, folks, I don't ever recall eating dirt, but today I did. I spit it out, but I ate dirt. I hurt my hand. I hurt my fingers.
That's really swollen.
We're gonna take care of that, and we got the mud off. So, but that's why we're out and about, to take care of my minuscule injuries that always hurt more than they show.
And you found out your knee hurts.
Oh, I bumped my knee and it really hurts because I fell on my face and my knee. And I fell on my face because I couldn't catch myself.
And what else got damaged? What did we just have to drop off?
Oh, I need new lenses in my glasses. On one side.
Yeah, so we had to leave work early.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. I'm kind of relieved that this happened before, a long enough time before the wedding that it won't show up. But given that it did, I think it ought to show up in a manner that highlights my pain. But if I can talk this well, I'm not in that much pain in my face.
I don't know. I think that we may. You don't bruise on your face like I feel like you should, though. Like when you bump your leg or something, it turns black and blue, but on your face, you don't. Like, I feel like you should have a black eye with the scratches that you have. So, yeah, so I got a rude awakening. I was talking to a student on the phone. Oh, no, it was right before I took the call. Because I got up and helped you clean up.
Yeah, how did you even know?
Because I heard you say something about eating dirt. Like you were talking to the dogs about eating dirt, I thought. I don't know. And then, are you okay? And then I looked and you didn't have your glasses on. Where are your glasses? I fell. Well, where are your glasses? I fell. Are your glasses outside? No, they're right here. Then I looked at you and there was blood dripping down your face. And I did not handle it very well.
You never do handle that stuff well. I mean, really, last summer when I lost my shorts in the middle of the street, you didn't handle that well.
I thought that was blood.
They were blue shorts and it was a rip.
No, there was some red on the street or something that I thought was blood. And when you did your knee, that was blood. I don't know. I thought I was going to be a nurse, and I quickly changed my mind. Not quick enough.
Well, I just got to tell you, you're really good at being the emergency driver.
So we are going to go get her hand checked out. And I asked her to please be on this vlog because she's been MIA for too long. And vlogging has been pretty boring.
Well, I gotta tell you, co-stars don't show up for every episode.
They do. On some shows, they do.
What show? Where it's a co-star?
almost every show has a star and a co-star. Like the co-star is the second, not...
Oh, then what's the person who shows up for an episode?
Like a guest star.
Okay.
Or a guest appearance.
I'm the guest appearance.
No, you are not.
I want it to be a star of some sort, dang it.
You are. You are a co-host.
The comforting element of being the co is that I don't have to be in charge. I'm not the pilot, I'm the co-pilot. I'm not the host, I'm the co-host. And as we learn every single time I heat up a pizza in the oven, I shouldn't do any co-cooking.
You want to tell him?
No. Shoot, you tell him.
She flipped another pizza. But we got it cleaned up, so I'm not complaining.
I did really well getting it cleaned up. Some of it. And Otis and Jake were very helpful.
As was I when I sprayed the carpet cleaner and scrubbed the carpet.
I would have scrubbed the carpet, but I was busy working on the stove because I didn't want you to burn yourself.
And did you ever think to look at the front of the stove oven?
No, that's not where the pizza fell.
It was smeared all down the front the next day when I saw it.
I hate how I miss stuff, but I bet you I don't dislike it nearly as much as you do.
I just looked at it and giggled.
Thank goodness, because if you didn't find my mishaps and overlooks humorous, I wouldn't get to be with you.
I don't think we would have lasted. Because I am too...
I am sure.
Type A in my head. Like, I don't know how I learned to let things go like that anymore. Like, I don't know how I learned to do it.
I don't think you did. I think your love for me just overrides your type A personality. And I get to be the fortunate one. And unfortunately, you're the victim.
Every day.
And it's not because of a lack of love. It's a lack of observation on my part.
That big place is gone. Yeah, so one day it just clicked. I said, I want her around to love her more than I hate her missus.
Okay, but on that note, I want Sue around and love her enough to take charge of the finances.
Yep. Yep.
I do notice some
reciprocation. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but I do notice some glaring
balance
deficits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the deficits I notice. What about the water?
And then I said, here's the bill and here's my money.
Yeah, and let's just be clear. So I was complaining that I had never had the water turned off, and in 21 years of the water bill being under my name, you would think they would give me a bit of grace and warn me that the water was going to be turned off. So what happened, Sue? What happened?
They warn you.
What do you do with those warnings? What did you do with that warning? You conveniently inconvenienced me and didn't inform me. Anna came running in with the notice that our water had been turned off, and he had watched the man go do it. Oh.
She just wants to say one little thing.
Yes, what I would like to say is that I'd prefer to have stained carpet than be unhoused.
Unwashed.
Well, we got that fixed. There was a fee, and there are stains I've put in the carpet that have never come out, despite your best efforts.
There's my new glasses. I can see there are no scratches.
They can't see you.
Yes, they can. I had it on me. I was trying to get us both in.
Oh.
Got my new glasses. I have no scratches in front of my eyes. And I can see. It's kind of nice. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our new challenge / adventure / goal.
Do I know about this? I don't know about this.
We talked about it a little bit.
Okay. And now you're broadcasting it? Did I agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite YouTuber, Marina. I don't know why she's my favorite. She's funny.
She's appreciative of being your favorite, I bet. That's a stop sign.
Oops. I think you tell me that every time. We're in a parking lot. But she just did it with her entire house. And she lives in a trailer. Not that that diminishes the fact that it's a house. But she went through every room. And we would not have to do every room, but it still is overwhelming. Because we did declutter a lot of our place in January.
You don't have a placard.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
But I would like to finish our bedroom, do under the bed, and then scrub it. Ceiling to floor.
Do you remember when you put a live tree under the bed? Live.
I don't think we've told that story.
We had spiders all year.
We did not. Okay, so here's a story for you that's going to take us off course. And it's not me taking us off course. But, so I store a lot under our bed. And some people think that gives you bad juju. Our daughter-in-law, Lane, thinks that gives you bad juju. But anyway, so one year we didn't put up a Christmas tree. And I'm very festive during the holidays. So Libby, trying to be thoughtful, was at King Super.
Badass elf.
Was at King Super and came home with this cute little tree. We decorated it and it was like 2 foot, 3 foot tree, a small little tree.
Charlie Brown with some needles.
It was cute,
Charlie Brown tree.
with a little red material on the bottom. And so we decorated it, and then the end of Christmas, I just stored it under the bed, and took it out the next year, decorated it, then went to put it away, and the tag was still on it, and read it, and it said it was a live tree and that you needed to water
Not anymore.
it. But needles didn't fall off of it or anything. It was still alive in my eyes. But I had stored this live tree for more than a year in our house and under our bed, and so
You know how termites eat wood? We had termites.
we did not. She keeps telling me that's why we have spiders in our house. And, but anyway, so I want to do some more decluttering, but make a list of everything we want to do throughout the house. So that's our next challenge. But it's probably going to take all summer.
We have all summer either way.
Right. And then the yard and the back
garage.
porch and the garage.
The garage is a high priority.
And the attic.
Yeah, that's a high priority.
And then we would be ready if we ever moved out.
Far more ready than we are right now. But we're far more ready now than we were in December.
Right. Just don't ever want to leave our kids to have to go through. I mean, we still have a lot of junk compared to what we want to leave them to go through, but it's a lot
But at least
better.
we get to have them go through stuff now as well.
Yeah.
So we know.
Yeah.
And if they don't want it and we don't want it, whoop. If they do want it and we showed it to them, whoop, to them.
Yeah, it's nice that Carter and B are involved now.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're going to be more a part of it now. So.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent them home with Francoma.
I did. With my egg plate.
Okay, but they accepted more than the egg plate.
I know, I said I did too.
Oh, yes you did.
I don't have very much Francoma that's just mine.
Nope.
All right.
Because you came along a little late in Francoma.
Not really. But I started collecting.
11 years.
Yeah.
12, 13.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like 15.
You've been collecting it that long?
Since 1998.
No, so I came 3 years after that.
Oh, yes, you did. What are you worried about? I was aging you.
Like I remember your mom getting you those plates. I feel like I was a part of it a little bit. I moved here that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're going to go get her a splint for her finger. So that's what we've been advised to do.
Fingers.
Fingers, yes. Fingers. So, we will be back. So guys, remember when I said Libby watches all my videos in my last video and that she would watch me putting on my makeup? I just want you guys to see her watching me put on my makeup. You're making fun of me.
You aren't doing anything funny.
What am I doing?
Putting blush on. Contorting your face. What is that?
Bronzer.
I think you could get that at a tanning booth.
Bronzer?
Yeah.
Or I could just buy it at Walgreens for $5.
I see it. Look, it's orange. It's not bronze.
Except I have to put my glasses on because I can never see.
Take that away. Look at that. Ice plump.
Don't you want to put some on? What did you just tell me?
I'm bougie.
Shut your eye. Lift your lid. You gotta go.
Huh?
Like this, so we can see.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, there's your black eye. And the tip of your nose is bruised, and your chin is bruised. You did a good job. And why did you say you were bougie?
Oh, because I wanted my socks to match what I have on. Because you said, don't you have any clean socks in your drawer? And I said, yes, but they don't match.
I said, we're not going anywhere. Why do you need matching socks?
I said, because I'm bougie.
Thought you all would enjoy that.
You know what? I don't even know what bougie means.
I would say that you're... Look it up.
I don't... How do you spell it? It's not boogie.
Hey everybody, so half jokingly, Libby sent a picture of her black eye to our kids saying, showing them her black eye, and then Carter responded back that he was going to put her in bubble wrap. And she said, no bubble wrap, but send Chipotle and cookies. So look what we just got.
This is from Emmett.
This is from Emmett. You want to open them?
And I said no duct tape.
Oh, no duct tape.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to break the... Oh, I broke the box. And this wasn't just their box that we got last time. That was a bust. He got cookies we would like. So it's 2 chocolate chip cookies, peanut butter, and a macadamia nut. Are you going to fall more often?
No, because I already fall a lot. But I'll let people know I've fallen when it happens. And what I want.
What you want. Thanks, Emmett and Lane.
I get this one and that one.
I get this one and half of that one and half of that one.
I fell.
I gave you the chocolate chip cookie you wanted. Can I at least try the peanut butter? I'm the mom. He came out of me. Yeah, he's more like you. I know. You win. Welcome back to Car Chronicles. We just had breakfast with Libby's sister and thought we would get back on here. And Libby agreed to finally tell the story of why we didn't adopt a baby or have a baby. Either way. So I am going to turn it over to Libby.
I'm not sure why we didn't have a baby. I couldn't have one. And I didn't know that actually having a baby was ever really discussed with any intent of having a baby. However, I did say that if we had a baby, I would get to be the one who stays home. And we also said that we knew that Sue would get no work done because I would be calling all the time, worried about something. But I was a nanny once, and I did pretty well with that. The children were 1 and 4 or 1 and 3, so I did all right. Anyway, I've been in the foster care business for 28 years. And every child Sue has ever met, she has wanted to adopt that child. However, she wanted to adopt a baby. That was like the highest priority for her, was to adopt a baby. And I said, no. Because when Sue and I met, Emmett was 4 years old. And when Sue and I started living together, Emmett was 7 years old. And Emmett had some say in every step of our relationship. Granted, we got together without consulting Sue. Told me she loved me. not to have a part in that decision or into consideration for any of for our relationship, every bit of it, as we became aware that it was a relationship, right? So my criteria for adoption, it was deep, really imperative to be fair to a child, that child get to have as much say about being adopted by a gay couple as Emmett had had. That was my crux, I guess. And Sue wasn't real appreciative of that, but she understood, and she was somewhat agreeable within the context of an idea. But then I met this child, who I had met before, but I fell in love with him. And I wanted to adopt him. And Sue and Emmett spent time with him as well. And that is a very long story that I don't know if it's, I guess some of it's mine to tell, but it's also Carter's to tell. But of course, I couldn't say anything to Carter about wanting to adopt him, because you never know what's going to happen, no matter. Like, you just don't say anything to children. So Carter was in one of the foster homes with the agency I worked for, and he had stolen my pen and got caught by another foster child, told on him. So I was really mad about my pen, because it was a $25 pen. And I scheduled to meet with him, and I was so angry. And then I waited like a week, and I'd had a training that had just depleted me. And I called foster mom, and I said, "Can I please come next week?" And she said yes. So Carter was
off the hook.
Well, I think it increased his uncomfortability to have to wait another week. But that next week, I became less and less angry about the pen. So when I met with him to discuss it, I just fell in love with him. I just literally head over heels adored this child. So about a week later, I called foster mom, and I said, "I know this sounds like junior high, and I apologize for that. I really like Carter, and I'm wondering if he would be open or willing to spending time with me as a mentor." And she said she'd look into it, and I said, "Well, thank you for being that 8th grade friend." And we started spending time with Carter, and Sue became...
I tried to resist it. I did not want a teenage boy.
But you became amenable to it, and
I fell in love immediately. I did not. I tried not to.
And Emmett was on board really quickly, and even said to me at one point, "I already feel as if Carter's my brother."
Yeah, immediately.
Mm-hmm. So even though I taught the foster care classes for our agency, I had to take the foster care adoptive training to become licensed as a foster parent. So Sue and I signed up and attended, and the very first day there was a couple that said they were interested in a 13-year-old teen that our church and he was the youth pastor. And we hadn't introduced ourselves yet. Sue and I just looked at each other. And when it came time to introduce ourselves, I stayed quiet.
You what?
Stayed quiet. Sue did the introducing. And we smoked then. So when we got a break, we went outside and I started crying and I said, Sue, those people are everything Carter has stated he wants in parents.
Yeah, we had talked to him about
What he wanted regarding, because he was eligible for adoption.
and he said he wanted, you know, a mom and a dad. 2 moms would be cool, but not 2 dads. That would weird him out. That was-
And he wanted to be able to stay at his same school and in the youth group.
Yep.
So this couple knew then that you just knew we were interested in the same child. And I said to Sue, please go tell them we aren't going to compete and we'd like to have lunch with them. And we did. And because I was the licensing person at my agency, I hope facilitated their. I kind of walked them through the process of getting licensed with the county, and it broke. I don't know. It broke my heart, and I was devastated. Anyway, long story short, the family didn't follow through after one weekend visit. And a year later, Carter ran away. But he would stay in touch on the sly, kind of like. He didn't call very often, but he'd let me know he was okay. And one time he even called me and said, I'm ready to turn myself in. And so I picked him up and took him to the county that Monday after he had contacted me. And then he ended up in a group home and called me sobbing, saying he didn't belong there. And would I please get him out? And he wanted to do independent living in our house. And I said that was something that had to be discussed. And we'd have lunch with him the next weekend, and we did have lunch with him, and I told him that I was aware enough now of who he was, and how he lived his life, that he bucked the system every step of the way, and if he were to move into our house, he'd be bucking us as well, and that Emmett had been very deliberate in the friends he had chosen to stay out of trouble, basically. Although that wasn't true, but we believed it was.
We thought it was.
And so I said, if in 6 months you've remained compliant within the system, then yes, that's an option. Yes. And I had the discussion with him in front of Emmett and Sue. And he cried and I cried. And that Monday I got a call from the caseworker that Carter had run away again. And so I pulled Emmett aside and I just said, Emmett, I just need to know, did you hear me say anything to Carter that I wouldn't have said to you? Because one of Emmett's and Sue's greatest fears was that I loved Carter more than I loved Emmett, and that I wouldn't be as firm, as give Carter a lot of slack. And Emmett told me no, that what he heard was that what I would have probably absolutely said to him under the same circumstances. I needed to hear that. And I didn't hear from Carter again for ever. And then I heard from him when I could hear a lot of music in the background. He was in the mountains, kind of at a family reunion. And he was just checking in. And then on his 18th birthday, the phone rang. And I'd always thought, I'm going to be really angry with him. And I'd always questioned, how come it mattered to me that I be gentle with him when he stole my pen, when the foster parents were worried I was going to be punitive. And I just questioned, like, why would I work so hard at developing a relationship when I didn't get, I made some plans, and of course we don't get to plan the outcome. And maybe the lesson was for Carter, not me. That's what I've realized now. Or maybe it was for me. Whatever. Carter called on his 18th birthday and said, "Hey, Liv, it's Carter." And I said, "Carter?" He said, "Hey." I said, "How are you?" He said, "I'm good." And I said, "Were you afraid to call me?" And he said, in his always bucking the system attitude, "No, what you gonna do? Turn me in? I'm 18. Became acquainted for a year. In that time, he had a son, and he was still with the person he had run away to be with. And we took him out for lunch about, I think it was like 9 months after he had initially called, because we had discussed adoption again. Carter was now 19. And I had looked into adult adoption, and so I took him to lunch and asked him, told him that we had always wanted to adopt him, and that was, if he was interested, that was still a possibility, and reminded him that he had a family now that he needed to consider in making a decision. So not to answer us then, but to discuss it with Syl, for them to make a decision. Right away they said they needed to go outside and have a cigarette, and Syl hardly ever talked. Came back in, sat down, and Syl said, "We can't think of any cons." And Carter, Sue, and I went to the courthouse and filed a motion for adoption. And on July 11th,
I thought it was the 14th.
I think it was the 14th, 2011. Can't believe I don't remember. Anyway,
Yes.
we adopted Carter, and he was so cute. He said, when he filled out his portion of the motion, he put his last name, and he said, he called me and he said, "I just didn't know which name to choose, Dale or Johnson, so I'm keeping what I've got." And I said, "Okay, you're still ours." And we adopted him. Gotcha, Day. So that's the story. Carter agreed. Carter was comfortable with being with, having parents, two female parents. Although Chris and Alicia had appeared to be everything he had stated he wanted. They're not following through was my gift, our gift. So that's the adoptive story.
And we got Ben out of it, the grandson. So.
And we got Ben out of it. And now
Savannah.
and Bethany in a different way.
Which, that group of friends that Emmett had in the story, theater together. And